Hey everyone, my name is Reid Kemp. I'm a pro from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm going to show you guys what's in my bag. So before we get into the discs, I just want to say thank you so much to my team, Desert Flyers Disc Golf Club, and also my sponsor, Team Disc Store. Great organizations to be a part of. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thanks a lot. And all right, let's see what I got. First of all, I carry everything in a Zuka cart normally when the course allows. This is the full-size off-road cart, 2 layers. Can't say enough about this cart. It's awesome. It is a tank. It can go over rocks, roots, you name it. It's super tough. No complaints about the Zuka cart. I highly recommend. And inside it, we'll start with the putters. I carry the P Model S from Prodigy for putting. These are in the base grit plastic. I really like the feel of these. The profile fits my hand well. They're a little thinner and flatter. Nice neutral, like not too stable when they beat in. Really been liking these putters for a while now. Next up, we'll do throwing putters. I have 2 throwing putters, the Proxy and the Envy. This is kind of a newer disc in my bag, an Eclipse Proxy. Very neutral, turns a little bit when you throw it backhand, super controllable, good amount of glide. This thing's really fun to throw, goes very straight, and you know, the gyro, you can throw it fairly far, like almost like a mid-range. Shout out to my buddy Henry for that one. And then the Envy, little more stable. Yeah, this is the Neutron Envy. So this is, when the wind is up, you can putt with it a little, you can throw it pretty far. This is a lot more stable than the Proxy. Super good Envy. Shout out to my buddy Jordan Castro. Thank you. Next up, we got putter / mid, the old Zone. Big fan of the Zone. So I'll start with this one, Jawbreaker Zone. Really like for touch approach shots. Super good in the hand. Lands really soft. You can kind of flex it a little. It's getting kind of beat in, so it's a little straighter than the other zones, but this one's still a go-to. Then we got a Glow Zone. This one I really like this plastic. It feels super stiff and like kind of gummy at the same time. Really nice, like flat top, neutral feel in the hand. Been enjoying this one. Then I have a Z Earhart. This one has been a little more beat in. This is definitely a go-to. I've actually putt with this a lot too when it's windy out. So this one flips up, flies a little straighter, still has a good finish at the end, but it's a nice neutral beat-in zone. And then this is the stable one, a Les White stamp ESP zone. Really beefy, super thick in the hand feeling, always fades. Love this one. Next we'll go to the mids. I'll start with these 3. This is a disc I've been trying out, the Proline Quake. Really flat mid with no bead, but it's got a nice bevel to it. This thing you can forehand and backhand, that's how stable it is. Very good in the wind, super controllable. I kind of have been enjoying this as the not quite as stable as this. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Mutant. Really like the Mutant for windy days. If you don't want to go long, this thing is an absolute brick. Like super good feel in the hand. Always wants to fight out of it. Love the Mutant too. And then I have a Verdict. Still been using a Verdict. This is definitely flies further than those 2. Nice straight with a little fade at the end. Not quite as flippy as the Buzzz, but a little more fade. So I go to this one. It's a little windier, and you need a mid-range. That leads to the Buzzz. Buzz is in here. I have 2 Z Buzzes. This one I got back in high school, actually. This is the oldest disc in my bag. Super beat-in Z Buzzz with the B on it. Really like this disc. It still flies just as good. You can get it to flip up, turn over a little. Woods disc all day. And then another Z Buzzz. This is from a tournament in New Mexico. Really cool stamp. Nice and flat. This one's kind of gummy. Just rip on it, flips up, goes straight. A little bit of turn. Great Z Buzzz. Then 2 in ESP. This is a Flagstaff stamp ESP Buzzz. This one, you know, ESP a little more stable, a little less glide than the Z. Good for if it's like a tiny bit windier, if you want a little bit of fade at the end. And then a brand new ESP Buzzz, max weight. This thing will fade. Not as much as the Verdict, a tiny bit less, but it's still a lot less glide than the other Buzzes. So you can trust this one to start falling at the end, still rip on it. Great buzz. All right, go to the fairways. So I have the Teebird first. This is a Jen Allen Teebird. Nice glow plastic, nice and flat this run. I think this is 2017. Really like this disc. Good Teebird for a little bit of fade at the end. And I have a super old, all the old ones are green somehow. This is another Teebird, Champ plastic. This thing is super beaten. You can get it to flip up, turn over. Great for woods or like a straight tunnel shot. Open field, you need to just go dead straight. Great Teebird. I use it almost like an FD kind of. Then I have two Eagles. A nice Star Eagle. These are both pretty flat. This one's not quite max weight, but it's still just as stable as any of the Eagles you'll find out there. These are good for forehand too, such as a nice Innova Star Eagle. This one has been beaten in a little more, so it'll go a little further than the green one, but super reliable. Great for in the woods if you're throwing a forehand. You need to, not quite the Firebird, you know, similar flight. Firebird. Got three Firebirds. One super beaten in Star plastic. This is very much a go-to disc. It's been thrown a lot, beating into almost like straight to fade at the end. You can get it to flip up a little. Great Firebird to have in the bag. A nice Metal Flake one next. This is a awesome go-to disc. Really good for forehands, feels great in the hand. Love the Metal Flake. And then super flat Champ plastic Firebird. I don't know exactly the XXL run, just meat hook. Like a mini tilt, it's always gonna fade, great for the win. On the other side, we got the Sidewinder next. Champ Sidewinder, good for rollers. This is the main roller disc I carry, or if you're up at high elevation, these come out. Super nice roller, nice and flat, turns over. Then a Star one. Even flippier, but still not too flippy. It's not gonna like barrel roll. Good for rollers, nice feel. Go to some 10-speed discs. I like the 10-speed slot a lot. First of all, I have the two Invictus. This is a nice Star Invictus, max weight. This one's a little bit domier, a little more stable than the other one I have. Good for some wind, nice straight shots. It's all as much of a distance driver as any other disc out there, honestly. These things are great to rip on. Very reliable fade. You can flex them down a shot. Invictus. Pre-release Star Invictus. A little more flat. This one is a little flippier for some reason. I like it for forehands too. It feels good in the hand. And then I've been trying out the Phantom Sword at PD. Innova Run PD. This thing, a little more neutral than the Invictus, so it'll kind of like fade gently instead of like skipping like the Invictus does. It's been a great disc to try out. Right. Oh, forgot a mid. Proto M4 from Prodigy. Flippiest mid I got. That's a good one too. Alright, we'll do drivers. A lot of destroyers. You know how it goes. Two Star ones, nice flat Star Destroyer beaten for nice flip up forehands, long range backhands, put it up in the air. It's max weight counterpart, another Star Destroyer tree bash stamp. This is a bomber disc. You can do big hyzer flips, high turnover, force it over. Then I have two Halo Destroyers. This is the homemade Huck Lab one with the nice dome to it, very stable. Great for hyzers, big hyzers. You can throw this thing high, it'll always fade. Super fun disc to throw Halo. Then a nice new one, Black Calvin Heimberg Destroyer. This is really stable. This is one of the more stable discs in my bag if it's windy or you need it to skip. This Destroyer I use for forehands. It's nice gummy top, kind of like neutral, not too much dome. Feels really good for forehands, goes pretty far. It's gonna beat into like those other yellow ones. This is a fun one, old Champion Destroyer. This thing got lost underwater, turned into a really flippy, nice destroyer. This might be one of the furthest flying. It goes on Anheuser, fights out slowly. You can get it to go far. Maybe some crazy rollers too. Great disc. Last but not least, Sea Line PD2, old reliable. Shout out to my buddy Zach for this one, traded. Great disc, always gonna fade. Sea Line PD2. Feels good for forehand or backhand. Fights the wind well, and there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's my in the bag. Hope you enjoyed it.